Hi, Zia. How are you?
Good.
Do you like driving on a little tractor?
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how little machines and tractors drive along and all the parts work together? That reminds me a little bit about following
Yeah.
Jesus. How about you?
Yeah.
Yeah. In the engine you can see there's a gas tank and there's a starter and a spark plug and it requires fuel being put on and tires and a place to sit and a steering wheel. Each one of those things needs to be there or it won't work properly. Is that interesting?
Yeah.
Well, that reminds me of Romans chapter 12, verses 3 to 8. For I say, through the grace given to me, to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith. For as we have many members in one body, but all the members do not have the same function, so we, being many, are one body in Christ, and individually members of one another. Having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, let us use them. If prophecy, let us prophesy in proportion to our faith. Or ministry, let us use it in our ministry. He who teaches in teaching, he who exhorts in exhortation, he who gives with liberality, he who leads with diligence, he who shows mercy with cheerfulness. Those verses are so helpful for us to remember that each one of us ought not to think too highly of ourselves, but also not too lowly. Each one of our roles and each one of our gifts and the good things that God has prepared for us to do are irreplaceable. Just because the seat on the tractor seems to be not that important to the motor doesn't mean it's not essential. Because if there's no place for the driver to sit, how is it going to drive? Can a tractor drive without a driver?
No.
No, of course not. We are reminded that each person's job and
You're not saying that.
each person is important. Right, Isaiah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we are each and every one of us, whether we have a job or a gift that God gives us that seems really important or seems unimportant, each one is so super important. So I just want to encourage you that if you follow Jesus and if you look to be the person that He has made you to be, then you will be doing things that are just right for you. Have a wonderful day and keep your eyes on Jesus. Say bye.
Bye.